In this module, what I want to look at is teacher interaction with students. And what I want to show you in this classroom structure is what a very good small group setup would look like. And as a teacher, my role in this small group setup is to be a facilitator of their learning. Now, what I've already done is I've planned the lessons. I've created a good product for the students to reach. And they have a list of objectives that they want to try to complete through my lesson planning. So working together in small groups, 4 to 5 students, they're working on an engaging activity. Student-to-student feedback is being employed. There's some collaboration going on, maybe even some critical writing. And what I'm doing is I'm circulating throughout this classroom structure, and I'm staying close to the student learning as possible. I'm not sitting at my desk, and I'm not standing in front of the class lecturing. What I'm doing is staying in what we call the power zone, where I can monitor all the students' learning while circulating throughout, answering questions, listening to their conversations. The other thing I could do is, while that learning is going on, take this small group here, be sitting and working one-on-one, one-on-two, one-on-three, maybe even one-on-four with a group of students in a guided setting, maybe a guided math lesson or a guided reading lesson. Notice that my classroom's not cluttered, and here's my teacher desk. It's an area that I use when I'm not instructing, but it's not. I'm not taking up a lot of space with this room either. So, continuing to circulate throughout, listening to conversations, stopping to work with students individually. And this is where you do your flexible grouping. You know, the kids don't have to be working together at the same time all the time. What they could be doing is working individually by themselves, either at computers or on that reading station that we saw. You can do a variety of things with the learning, but the important thing is have an objective in mind. When you have the objective in mind, and that's through good planning, looking at the curriculum, working with your team, you can develop lessons that are going to be engaging. As you can see here, I've got posters on the wall. These are movable posters. They're actually on the mini blinds. I can change those out at any time. I've also put all of my materials in strategic locations. My students are going to know how to retrieve those materials and make them a part of the learning process. Now, another part of my teacher interaction is the things that I pull on my bulletin boards. I want to make sure that what's on my bulletin board and on my whiteboard is accessible to students and they can make it somehow part of their learning. That includes vocabulary, that includes manipulatives. Anything that goes on that board is going to be a part of the instruction. Word walls are critical for elementary to make sure that vocabulary is coming through. What you see here is a dual language classroom where the words are in both English and Spanish. Now, when monitoring student interaction, you want to make sure that your rules and procedures are in place, that the conversations are appropriate, and that students are truly working and that they're not passing the work off on someone else to do. You want to make sure that they're sticking to the products and the objectives that you've set out for them, and through circulating through the classroom, you're ensuring that the students are actually sharing their learning